At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute. Stations, this is your final time check. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 30 seconds.
This is Bleck and Abdalla on Westwood One Sports. Here's Chris Bleck and Adam Abdalla.
Welcome in to Bleck and Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app, Sirius XM Channel 375, and all of our great radio affiliates around the country. I'm Chris Bleck along with Adam Abdalla, live from Chicago on the air until 3 Eastern. Hanging out with you here on Westwood One Sports. You can call or text the show at 310-840-4910. And Abdalla, I don't know which way you want to go with this. Argentina, epic comeback. England, epic collapse. Which way do you want to go with this first? Because I think when we look at the World Cup match yesterday in the semifinal, Argentina advances. They will face off against Spain on Sunday for the World Cup final. Mm-hmm. For the majority of the match, 80-plus minutes, England were on their way. They were on their way to the World Cup final, but sitting back and defending for 25-plus minutes almost never works in soccer, and especially when you have Lionel Messi lurking and then the ability to set up his teammates to score goals and to prevail. I don't know what is the more attractive conversation? Is it celebrating Messi and his greatness and the fact that they are now going to try and win back-to-back World Cups? Or is it the epic disaster of a collapse from the English squad yesterday?
You're going to tell this to an Egyptian? Really? You're going to tell this? Like, I haven't seen this movie 3 times in the last,
your squad had the lead.
3 weeks. Yeah, okay.
And then Messi ripped it away from you.
We could spend the entire 3 hours just on the final 20 minutes of the game, right?
Yeah, I'm sure Armin and Raj will be thrilled if we spend the next 3 hours talking soccer.
Well,
yes.
Look, I think that both things. This is a classic example of both things can be true.
Yeah.
And I think that when you're talking about the greatest soccer player of all time, the true GOAT, like we throw the word GOAT around and the acronym GOAT around like it's candy these days. And there is truly one. When we're talking about sports, there's one greatest of all time, and it's Lionel Messi. And finally, for once, you can actually say that this team won a clean match. Like, you can't say that they were awarded any weird free kicks. You can't say that there were any questionable calls.
He kind of looked offsides when he got the ball on that second goal. He looked like he was offsides.
No, this was clean. This was true majesty and a great comeback and a great collapse and an epic turtling by one of the best managers in the game of soccer.
Yes.
Thomas Tuchel is he's won Champions Leagues. He is one of the best managers. Like, the English have a German managing their team.
Yes.
Like, that's how good he is. Like, in the politics of soccer, and there was a bunch of political stuff that went on after the game if you kept watching after the broadcast.
Oh, you don't say.
I'm saying, like, in the politics of soccer, the English have a German managing their team. And, like, this is, yes, you can say Messi's awesome, and we can talk about his greatness. But the fact that Thomas Tuchel, one of the best managers in the game of soccer right now, decided that after all of the great comebacks that Argentina has had in their last every game so far this World Cup, that for the last 30 minutes of the game,
let's just sit back.
We're just going to sit 10 back for the entire 30 minutes and let Argentina, the best crossing team in the tournament, cross for the entire 30 minutes and get shot after shot after shot. And poor Jordan Pickford, their goalie, is standing on his head.
Who's great, by the way.
He's awesome.
He's a great goaltender.
But just like the Egypt game, and just like every other game that we've seen Argentina play where they continue to do this, you knew that something was going to break through. And of course it did. And it did twice. And we've seen it again. And you've got great strikers on this team. You've got Harry. You've got great players on this team that are able to score. We saw Jude Bellingham has been one of the best players in this tournament. We've seen Harry Kane play really well in this tournament. And you're asking these two guys to play defense for 30 minutes?
Yeah, and Harry Kane looked gassed at the end, too.
And
like, he didn't.
It's ridiculous.
You know, to paint the picture, I mean, I guess the name, right, Tuchel, the head manager for England, I guess the comparison would be like Steve Kerr, right? Like, I'm trying to think, like, who's a coach in American sports that his name is always floated out there when teams are like, we should go hire that guy. Who has won? Who's accomplished things? Because from my perspective, being a Manchester United fan, over the last 10 years, they've flipped managers every couple of years, right?
Yeah.
They're always searching for the guy.
Yeah.
And Tuchel is the guy that always is the, like, hope for United. Now, I think United has their guy finally, but the point being is
is it Brad Stevens? You got to make Stevens say no. You got to make Tuchel say no.
You're right. Maybe it is Brad Stevens because it is, like, I think that's the picture we're trying to paint to the American audience, is that this is a manager who is thought of as being the best in the world. And, like, major clubs in Europe, every single time a manager gets sacked, that's the name people will go to first. Yeah. Like, can they get him over other people? And so, like, what Abdalla is saying there is totally spot on. And I also think when we're looking at Messi, and I think there is not a direct comparison because of how great Messi is. For example, Messi can do things in a football game that you could say that is like watching Michael Jordan play basketball, because he is the only person in the world who could ever do what he just did. There are moments when Messi does that, right? So you could say it's Jordan-esque. You can compare him to Michael Jordan. Yesterday, it wasn't that he was doing anything that no one else in the world could do. It felt more like watching Tom Brady with the Patriots, where he was just waiting for his moment, waiting for his time. There was nothing that was like, remember, like Brady with the Patriots, it was him setting up others around him and taking advantage of the opportunities. Yeah. It was never Brady running 30 yards backwards and throwing a Hail Mary pass into the end zone and then touchdown, right? Like, that wasn't Brady's game. Brady's game was stay alive long enough, make smart plays, and when the moment matters, make the right play, right decision. And that's what Messi was yesterday. Messi was lurking on the field, waiting for his time, and when they got to the 80th minute, he flipped it on. He started crosses. He started attacking. He started setting up his teammates. His teammates were there for him. In every spot, his teammates were in the right spot for those goals. And Messi was incredible. But again, like, I don't think it's a good comparison to say, well, he's the greatest to play, therefore he's Michael Jordan. Like, nothing he did yesterday was the athleticism of Jordan, the moves in the air, the shots that we've seen Jordan make. It was really Tom Brady with the Patriots waiting for his moment and then taking advantage when it counted most.
See, I think that's a great name to go to because obviously we compare greatest of all time, all that. I kept on thinking of a different name, and I think that throughout this tournament, there's one name that I keep going back to. And obviously, he's in a different state right now and doesn't carry the same weight as he did in previous years. And I think that this is something that when it's just a presence, right? And I think that this presence is something that has rattled teams. And I keep going back to Tiger Woods on Sunday, not in the lead, but lurking.
Yeah.
Tiger Woods a few shots back with someone else in the lead, but you know that behind you, you hear a crowd roar, and you're like, what's that? Ugh, really? And, like, it's such a mental game, and Tuchel felt it yesterday, and he knew, and the Egyptians felt it. And, yeah, there was some stuff and some stuff going on with FIFA in the Egypt game and maybe an extra yellow card handed out with the Swiss that didn't need to be, that resulted in an extra yellow card with the Swiss and whatever. But the point is that when you go into parking the bus and you go into having 10 men back for 30 minutes and you just start panicking and start doing that for 30, that's because you're scared. And when you start doing that, it's because you see what could be coming. And you're like, well, we can't, that's it. We have to go into defensive mode. And to me, it's because you see what could be coming. And you see that Tiger Woods on Sunday, and it just gets into your head. And it gets into, that's the best in the world. We have to have everybody back on defense. We have to create this wall because we can't let anybody through. And no matter what you can do, you can have the best goalie in the world. You can have the best and we'll see it on Sunday in the final. Spain has the best defense in the world. They've allowed one goal. It's been a historic run. If they win the World Cup final on Sunday, allowing no goals to Argentina, it will be the best defense in the history of the World Cup. Hands down. The other teams have allowed, the best defenses in the World Cup have allowed 2 goals. This would be 1 goal with an extra game, playing an extra game because we've got more teams.
That's what I'm saying is that there are more teams in the World Cup. So, like, if you go back 50, 60, 70 years, there were only 16 teams in the World Cup. So, like, the fact that you have the extra round, you have more matches, it is setting up for a great final on Sunday.
So to me, when you see these coaches and these teams, they're just aware of the presence that, like, Messi is there. And they see what could be. And every time they see him on the field, it's just like the defense being aware that Brady's there. And they're like, crap, like, what are we going to do? Like, you can't. And it's funny that both collapses happened in Atlanta. You know, you get the 28-3 collapse. Both collapses have happened in Atlanta where Brady did his magic against the Falcons. And you see that happen, and that to me are both epic collapses, and you can have that when you just these 2 greats have this presence because of their greatness, and you just know what they're capable of and the inevitability of Messi didn't score anything yesterday.
Nope.
But just his presence and his ability to help others. He assisted on both goals. And that presence was enough to get Argentina to their final. And mind you, 10 years ago, this year, in 2016, Messi retired from international soccer. He wasn't supposed to be here. He had never won a World Cup, and they got eliminated in Copa America after he missed a penalty in penalty kicks in the Copa America final against Chile and said, I'm done with Argentinian soccer. They're bad. They haven't put a good enough team around me. I'm done. This is it. And then, like, 3 months later was like, you know what? Never mind. I'll come back. And now he could win his second World Cup in a row.
I wonder how much of that, because since that time, Messi has come to America. He's been with Inter Miami, and he signed that Apple TV deal with the MLS and Inter Miami. And let's just call it what it is. The MLS is lesser competition. So he's no longer playing for Barcelona in La Liga or playing for PSG. And then also carrying along not only the club season for the league, but also Champions League on top of it, right? Like, it's a more grueling schedule in European soccer. You come over to the United States, the MLS plays in the summer, and that's it. You just have the league. Like, there's and for those Americans who have tried to see Messi during the MLS season, you also know he doesn't always play every match. We found that out. I think it was last summer. Here in Chicago, they had a sold-out match against Inter Miami, and then like 3 days before, you find out Messi's not even playing.
Yeah.
People are pissed here that he wasn't going to be playing. But I wonder how much of his ability at 39 to play the way he has in the last two World Cups specifically has to do with he has had a lighter load from his club team because he's playing in the U.S., he's playing in the MLS. And he's playing for Inter Miami, where he essentially has to give effort for like 10 minutes a match, and he is by far the best player on the field.
Yeah.
And he is just doing incredible things. You can call or text the show at 310-840-4910. It's Bleck Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports. We go to Mike in Boise. You're on with Bleck Abdalla. What's up, Mike?
I wonder, instead of seemingly sandbagging this technique until the end of the game, if they came right out with it, would it cause the defense to steel themselves and formulate a running, working defense against it? And if these other coaches see him do this, why can't they formulate some kind of a defense against it at the end of the game?
Yeah, Mike, that is a fantastic call. Thank you for the call in Boise. Call again, my man. I would say this. I think that's something that everyone has always thought. Messi has been this type of player for a very long time, so it's not new. And I don't know if it's like sandbagging. I think he just knows how to conserve his energy and not to do things on the field that are a waste.
Yeah.
And so when you see him play, well, right, but that's where someone who's watching for the first time may say, "How is that the best player ever? He doesn't cover ground. He doesn't need to."
Yeah.
Right? Like, he waits for the game to come to him, and then when it comes to him, he is impactful the moment he is touching the ball. Like, that's the difference. Mm-hmm. It's he's not tiring himself out, running all over the field.
Well, look, exactly what you said. Harry Kane looked gas. You don't think it's a strategy for Argentina to wear the other team out and then go full attack mode for the final 25 minutes and extra time, knowing that because of these hydration breaks, they probably get an extra 5 or 6 minutes of stoppage time. And then ideally, if they're tied, they're going to go to, extra time, to an extra half an hour of time here added on. And then they could get to penalty kicks. And, oh, by the way, Argentina has arguably the top 2 goalie in the world.
He's the best goalkeeper.
Yeah.
Like, he really is.
So, I mean, like, they know what they're doing. Like, it is a tactic, the fact that they wait and do this. And, like, yes, they could go down a goal, but it's not just Messi.
They are also the best team in the world at wasting time when they get the lead. No team is better at milking the moment they get a lead. The nonsense that the American sports mind can't understand, the walking back to get the game restarted, the going down with a fake injury,
running the ball, man,
all that crap. And today, over in England, people are losing their minds. This is English sports talk radio. Take a listen to this.
It's the same old England, same old crap, same old guff. I have to watch every tournament that we're in, and it's the managers tucked us up again. Tucked us up. We're dead on our feet. Got Morgan Rogers playing right wing, Jude Bellingham on the left. Brings on Nico O'Reilly. We can't get out. Harry Kane's done nothing. He's dead. Nothing. Got nothing left.
I don't.
I can't believe it, Jace.
Well, no.
Jace, I can't believe it.
No,
it's a disgrace.
He
should be sacked.
He should be sacked.
Gone.
How about that?
Look,
it's a disgrace. He should be sacked. Get him out. Gone.
Game out. Gone.
Listen, I would have
English
pulled
sports talk radio today.
If I were the English, I would have taken a page out of USC's handbook and I would have left Tuchel on the tarmac.
Oh, the old Lane Kiffin move.
I would have left Tuchel on the tarmac, and I would have I can't believe that is the game plan that he went into after going up. Like, did you not watch? Have you not been watching the tournament?
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing?
How about this text from the 251 down in Alabama? Go figure. A German tried to build a wall only for it to be taken down.
Well, look, Chris,
How about
it's
that?
not surprising that the English suffered defeat here on American soil.
What a surprise.
250 years ago to the year,
of
Chris.
Course.
Almost to the day.
Yes.
This fine month here of July.
Yes.
We'll
continue on. You can keep the calls and the texts coming at 310-840-4910. Do the Golden State Warriors think they have the inside track on landing LeBron James? We'll fill you in on that. Coming up next, international soccer's down to its final match. DraftKings has you covered for every single one.
The DraftKings app is now available in all 50 states and includes all markets. New DraftKings customers sign up with code B&A26 and spend $5 to get $200 in rewards within 21 days.
That's right. Code BNA26 for Bleck Abdalla 26 in partnership with DraftKings. The crown is yours.
Bet with DK Sportsbook. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 1-800-MY-RESET. Connecticut. Call 888-789-7777. Visit ccpg.org on behalf of Boot Hill Casino in Kansas. Bet tax pass through may apply in Illinois. 21 plus. Void in Canada. Event contract trading with DraftKings. Predictions involve risks of loss. Availability varies. Bet to get bonus bets that expire in 7 days. Trade to get $50 in prediction dollars that expire in 1 year. Issued every 7 days via click to claim for 21 days. One non-withdrawable reward redeemable. Predictions offer void in New York. Ends July 19th. Terms at dkng.co/audio.
The world's biggest sporting event comes down to one match, and it's on America's soil. After a month of drama, only 2 countries remain with the World Cup championship at stake. Spain, Argentina. The final is Sunday afternoon. Westwood One Sports.
At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes and 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute. Stations, this is your final time check. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 30 seconds.
Is Bleck and Abdalla on Westwood One Sports. Here's Chris Bleck and Adam Abdalla.
Hey, Abdalla, guess what? Guess who we're still waiting on to make a decision in the NBA?
So I assume it's LeBron James because we're
well,
not.
why? You sure?
Because we're not waiting. I don't think.
Yeah.
I can't think of anybody else that we're.
Why wouldn't we wait?
Are we waiting on anybody else? Technically, isn't Draymond Green still a free agent?
Yeah, Draymond's still
So
out there.
I mean, we could be waiting on we're on Draymond watch. Still.
Draymond watch?
Are we?
Yeah. We are still day 3,922 of LeBron James free agent watch of this summer. Yes, I know the math doesn't check out, but yes, that's what it's felt like. Yeah.
Who is he?
LeBron James.
Will he build another super team?
Got to start with Superman. Man, I could have used him on the Cavs.
How many weeks will he stretch this?
Not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5.
LeBron Watch 2026 with Bleck and Abdalla.
The answer to the question everybody wants to know. LeBron, what's your decision?
In this fall, I'm going to take my talents.
So here's the situation. Essentially, there's like 4 fan bases and teams, I think that they know that they have the in with LeBron James. Right? Like every story that we continue to get. Mm-hmm. We had a story yesterday, the 76ers, they're putting the full court press on LeBron. Tyrese Maxey has the connection with the agency, LeBron and Rich Paul, and that he's going to be a 76er. Okay, so that's one day. Cleveland, all their hopes and dreams are on LeBron James. Miami, hey, could LeBron come back to Miami, play with Giannis? They're going to link up and do that. Well, how about today? The Golden State Warriors. Here's a video from Steve Kerr talking with fans and how he thinks that they've got him. Take a listen to Steve Kerr.
Center. How you guys doing?
Good. Hey, we need to get LeBron, man.
But we need LeBron.
LeBron.
Oh, we got him.
Okay, that's good. And
put that on Twitter.
Okay, I got you.
That was Steve Kerr talking to some fans. Now, knowing in watching Steve Kerr throughout the years, Steve Kerr just says stuff like that sometimes.
So you know the gif of 50 Cent laughing and driving away?
Yeah.
It's from Entourage?
Yes.
That's what that was.
Yeah.
That's not real. Steve Kerr, in fact,
I think Kerr's just having fun.
That makes me think that they're going to get LeBron even less.
But really?
Yes.
Really? Well, I mean, it is. There is the connection with Draymond, and the story a couple days ago that we had that Draymond reportedly has told LeBron that he's willing to play for less money if LeBron signs with Golden State.
Okay.
I could see that. I mean, think of it from this perspective.
Other players have done that for LeBron before.
Okay, of course. Those players are usually like role bench guys.
Chris Bosh?
No, like Chris Bosh eventually got a max. Like
Yeah.
I'm talking about guys like Shane Battier.
Well.
Or guys who Jones, who was the sharpshooter, Jones, who just like followed LeBron around from place to place.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Like he's got guys like that who have taken like the vet men to then follow LeBron around. Like I understand that. Think of it from this perspective from Draymond. Okay. Draymond Green, his entire basketball legacy is tied to what? It's tied to winning. Everything about Draymond, the good, the bad, the kicking guys in the ding-ding,
all right,
the Defensive Player of the Year awards, like you can go either way. He's a great player or he's a headache and a problem for a team. His entire career legacy rides on the fact that he is what? A winner. So I think he knows, because listen, he's cashed in. He's got his podcast. He's got TNT broadcast stuff whenever he wants to be a part of Inside, whatever they're doing there, the deal with ESPN. And like, so Draymond has his like money set up for the future because he's going to be on TV, and eventually one day he'll be the replacement for Charles Barkley on the Inside Crew. I'm guessing that that's the case.
Yeah.
And he's actually pretty good. He's pretty good at breaking down basketball when he's not beefing with the older generation about winning championships.
He's fine.
Right? So when you look at Draymond Green and you look at the future, winning is the most important thing because that's what trumps the conversation about him not actually being a Hall of Famer. For people to point out him specifically and say he can't play because he can't score, or he's, a liability for offensive side of things. Like it all comes back to winning because he's a champion. So if he can continue to add on to that, that only adds to his legacy.
Mm-hmm. And I think right now for the Warriors, that's what this is all about for all of them, is legacy, is how this is going to end. This is the retirement tour. This is the legacy tour for Steph, for Draymond, not really for Steve Kerr, because he just signed an extension. He can coach for however long he wants to keep coaching, right? So, I think if LeBron goes there, what are these old guys going to be able to cobble together? They're certainly not going to be able to compete with the Spurs or the Thunder in the West. Like, this is the one that makes the least amount of basketball sense whatsoever. Like, to me, even less so than the Miami Heat. Like, if you're going to talk to me about, hey, if he wants to win a ring, and if we're stacking teams of LeBron really wants to win a ring, so he can be holding up a trophy and then saying, guys, this is it. I'm holding up a trophy. I'm out. The Warriors, to me, are like the last possible team he could be going to. I would say it's obviously Philadelphia's number one, probably, and then Denver's more than likely number one, and Philly's number one, like 1A, 1B for Denver and Philly, right? And then you can stack them however you want to. And then at the bottom, you probably have Miami. And then the Warriors are right after. The Warriors are at the bottom of that list. Because besides him and Steph and Draymond, what else do they have?
I mean, they have Jimmy Butler coming off of an injury.
But what is
Kristaps Porzingis?
But what has Jimmy Butler been the last few years? He hasn't been really much of an addition to anything on a team.
Yeah, I mean, the hope with Jimmy Butler is you get to the playoffs, and then Jimmy Butler plays the way he has in the past on different finals runs with the Miami Heat.
But that's a hope and a prayer.
Of course. But that is exactly what Golden State is put together as. The Golden State Warriors, their future is not, like, they're at the end. This is the end of a great trilogy, and you got 15 minutes left in the movie. And the director and the cast, they don't know how to wrap it up.
No.
There's no ending story. This isn't Lord of the Rings where there's books to go off of. This is The Hangover, where they're just trying to repeat the magic from the first go-around.
No, you mentioned Lord of the Rings. This is Game of Thrones. You don't have a book to go off of. You're waiting for the author to finish the damn books. HBO's trying to finish the show. Write the damn book, dude.
Golden State's just hoping that they can get through a season healthy with Steph. If they land LeBron and Jimmy Butler, and that team gets into the playoffs, and essentially, I'm guessing as long as they're not the 7th, 8th, 9th, or 10th seed, and they can just comfortably play a first-round series, they would think that they could beat anyone else in the conference because of what they've accomplished in the past. I don't agree with that.
And then they get smoked by the Spurs or the Thunder.
In the second round, sure.
Smoked.
I could see that.
Like, legit smoked.
I could see that. I could also see them struggling with, say, Los Angeles, the Lakers.
Come on.
With Walker Kessler.
Wouldn't that be
leading the way? And Luka.
If LeBron gets eliminated in his final season by the Lakers. You want to end your documentary, LeBron? Your little film crew? You get eliminated by the team that you left? Woo.
Is there any concern that if LeBron does not pick Cleveland, that those great fans in the city of Cleveland will have their hearts broken again? Are they dead set on LeBron going back to Cleveland? I feel like that's how I started this conversation 10 minutes ago with you, is it feels as if there are 4 fan bases who think they have LeBron James locked and loaded.
So I think that in previous years, sure. I know that LeBron is a legit player still, and LeBron still has a ton to offer a team, and he's still not at his, peak of LeBron powers. But at the same time, Cleveland isn't a nothing team without him. Cleveland still is a legit playoff team. Now, they were bad in the playoffs and got swept out by the New York Knicks, but this is still a team that has real playoff aspirations. And I think that if you're a Cavs fan, you still, obviously, you want LeBron because he's a solid player that you would want to come back to your team. I think you would want any solid free agent to come back to your team. Just like if LeBron, if you just took the name off and just looked at the numbers.
Yeah, he's a great player still.
You would want a great player to come to your team.
Yeah.
I think that obviously the nostalgia factor and the fact that it's LeBron James adds a little bit to it, but you still have a legit team. And the fact that this could be an option, yeah, it might be a little bit heartbreaking. I mean, you look at odds and you look at, projection markets and you say, yeah, we're the favorite. And you look at reports from Shams and Windhorst and everybody like that. And it says that you're the favorite and that might be a thing there. But I would also say it's LeBron. Like if I was a Cavs fan, I wouldn't be putting stock into anything until I see where he ends up because you've been left at the altar before. I wouldn't believe it until I hear it from LeBron that anything is true. Same with if I were the 76ers or if I were the Miami Heat or if I were a Warriors fan. I wouldn't believe it until it is tweeted as fact or if I hear it from LeBron's mouth.
It's Bleck Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. You can always call or text the show 310-840-4910. Got a text here from the 925, which is in the Bay Area. Here's the text, Abdalla. I think this is for you. Hey, Nana. I just wanted to check in and see how everyone is doing.
Well, 925. Everyone's doing well.
I don't think that that's for us. I don't think that text is for us.
Now to pull the curtain back.
Sure.
We can see if someone has previously texted into the show before.
Yes, they are a texter who has texted the show before.
So this isn't like a one-off, you got like one digit wrong. Like this person has texted the show before.
Raven's thoughts in the past about Max Crosby.
Yeah, so person from the 925, you should probably check in on your Nana. Because we're not your Nana.
Yeah, no. Bleck Abdalla, not your Nana.
Yeah, not
correct,
your Nana.
Correct. That is true. Yes. Yes. I saw that text come through and I thought you would find it interesting.
Not your Nana.
I thought you'd have some comments on that.
Can we get that on a bumper sticker?
By the way, fellas,
not
the
your Nana.
925 area code is the Bay Area. Is there an electrical substation tie-in here? Is that what we're checking in on? Could that have possibly affected
maybe
maybe
the decision-making and setting
maybe
it the wrong place?
You never
all
know.
things to consider.
It could
Maybe
be.
they're checking in on us because I don't know if people are following. We broadcast out of the great city of Chicago, but
smoke.
Canada's trying to smoke us out.
Boy, I feel like we usually here in the studio, we broadcast from the NBC Tower in downtown Chicago, and we can see out to Lake Michigan. We can see down into Grant Park from where we're sitting here in the studio.
I can't see anything.
Usually you can see straight down into the park and down most of the tall buildings
can't see
in
anything.
The skyline. You can't see any of them.
Are you trying to get us out of here, Canada? Trying to smoke us out?
It does feel like
Olympics, man. It's payback.
Yeah, it feels like we're in a Blade Runner.
I got a story about Canada later.
Oh, do you?
I got a story for Canada later.
Wow.
I got a reason they might be trying to smoke us out.
Okay. That's fantastic.
I like it.
All right, we will get that. Also, 32 questions in 32 days. The Philadelphia Eagles are next up. Will Jalen Hurts improve without A.J. Brown's presence? We'll talk about that coming up next. When you speed while driving, you have less time to react to whatever comes across your path. A sharp turn can take you by surprise, causing you to veer off the road. Another car could turn out in front of you, leading to a fender bender.
A truck could brake suddenly, injuring you and the other driver. A cyclist could enter the road ahead, and your impact could send them to the hospital. A pedestrian could be walking their dog, and your foot on the gas might lead to a tragedy.
You may not think that any of these things could happen to you, but you won't see them until they happen. When you're speeding, you don't have time to course correct. You don't have time to stop.
And it only takes an instant for disaster to strike. The speed limit isn't just there to protect you. It's there to protect your passengers, other drivers, cyclists, pedestrians, and everyone sharing the road.
So slow down, obey the law, and help keep everyone around you safe.
Speeding catches up with you, paid for by NHTSA.
Imagine a sports platform that talks with you, not at you. Your stories, your opinions, your one destination. This is Westwood One Sports.
At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes and 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute. Stations, this is your final time check. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 30 seconds.
This is Bleck and Abdalla on Westwood One Sports. Here's Chris Bleck and Adam Abdalla.
July 22nd is the date that the first NFL teams will report to training camp, the Arizona Cardinals and the Carolina Panthers. Everyone will be in camp by July 28th. Here on the show, we continue on with 32 questions in 32 days. Now it's time for the Philadelphia Eagles.
32 questions in 32 days. Bleck and Abdalla discuss every NFL team's biggest question heading into training camp. Today's team, the Philadelphia Eagles.
Here's Barkley, a little shovel, looking for an edge, gets it, Saquon Barkley, first down, Barkley, oh, Saquon, touchdown.
Today's question, will Jalen Hurts improve without A.J. Brown's presence?
Kind of a weird offseason for Jalen Hurts and the Eagles. A.J. Brown now traded to the New England Patriots. the Eagles using a draft pick in the first round on a wide receiver, Mekhi Lemon. I'm not sure if there's going to be a direct replacement of that because I don't think Mekhi Lemon, as a rookie, will be A.J. Brown. But we'll see how that kind of plays out. I don't think we are going to see Jalen Hurts improve without A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown's that good. And you know, obviously, as the Eagles head into this season, they're going to need more kind of to help Jalen Hurts. But, like, it's a weird offseason because there was also that article that was published by ESPN where essentially sources within the building are calling out Hurts as a quarterback who's not a good leader and not someone who's good for the offense.
Yeah, the offense and Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown and all that good stuff, that to me is all not necessarily eyewash and whatnot, because, like, if you look at Jalen Hurts' numbers, yeah, the completion percentage went down 4 points, 68.7 to 64.8, but he had more yards throwing. He had more touchdowns last year. Throwing at 25 last year. He had 18 in 2024. So, like, some stats were better. Completion percentage was down. Doesn't matter, okay? I'm here to tell you that doesn't matter. The Eagles are the best when they're running the football. And they weren't able to run the football last year. Simple as that. The Eagles are the best when they're leading teams, and in the fourth quarter, with like 7 minutes left, they can go on a 4-minute drive of just milking the clock with Saquon Barkley just mowing dudes over with that offensive line. And if they can get back to that style of football where Jalen Hurts can be I'm not saying a game manager, but, like, can we come up with like a game leader type of thing? Like, is that
game leader?
Well, like, he's leading the game. He's leading the offense.
What about game player?
Well, like, he's leading the offense.
What about someone that's in the game?
Well, he's not just managing the offense, right? He's not just there.
Caretaker of the offense?
But he's leading the offense, and yes, he's making great plays. And we know that Jalen Hurts is a winner, right? But he's also not the best. Like, when Jalen Hurts is doing everything, that's not when the Eagles are the best. So I can't say that Jalen Hurts needs to do everything because the Eagles aren't the best when he's doing everything. They're the best when they're a run-first team, and then Jalen Hurts can pick his spots and get, now Devontae Smith and Mekhi Lemon the football when they need to. When they have a deep threat, that's great. When they have a guy that can be in the slot when they need to, that's fine. When Jalen Hurts can use his legs, that's fine. But they are a run-first, grinded-out football team, and that's what they need to get back to.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. They certainly should be a run-first team. And when you look at Jalen Hurts' numbers, I mean, the thing that stands out to me is last season, he threw for his most touchdown passes, and he only threw for 6 interceptions. But then running the football, he had the fewest amount of rushing yards that he's had in his career, 421. And his fewest amount of touchdowns since his rookie season. He had 8 rushing touchdowns last year. Comparatively, if you go back to 22 or 23, he had 13, 15 rushing touchdowns. So he himself is not running the football the way he used to run it. And then also the Eagles' offense overall, not running the football the way that they used to. And so, yeah, you're right. I think the success for the Eagles, their offense rides on the fact, can they run the football the way that they did when they were getting to the Super Bowl? If they can't, I don't think Jalen Hurts is the type of quarterback that can make up for a lack of a running game. So 32 questions in 32 days. We will hit on 2 other teams today as we continue on here on the show, Jacksonville and Chicago.
Oh.
So we'll get 2 more teams, 32 questions in 32 days here on Bleck and Abdalla. Hanging out with you, sponsored by Progressive Commercial Insurance, protecting small businesses with affordable coverage options. Quote today at progressivecommercial.com. Hey, Abdalla, do you have any zoo news?
I do have some zoo news,
Oh,
Chris.
zoo news.
Well, hello, Mr. Lion. Here's the latest edition of the Zoo News.
What do you have?
Chris, let's go right to our backyard here in the great city of Chicago. Let's go
Interesting.
to the fish zoo, the Shed Aquarium.
The fish zoo?
Yeah, what else do you call an aquarium? It's a fish zoo.
It's an aquarium.
It's a fish zoo. The Shed Aquarium is rescuing 10 beluga whales from a shuttered Canadian park. That's right, Canada. You can't even handle your own aquariums. You can't even handle your own beluga whales. whales. So America's got to take your whales from you, and we got to handle them for you. That's right. The Shedd Aquarium is part of an unprecedented international effort to rescue dozens of beluga whales from a shuttered marine park in Canada. The aquarium is preparing to rescue and rehome up to 10 beluga whales from Marine Land of Canada, a shuttered zoo and amusement park in Ontario, according to the Shed. It's unknown when the whales will arrive at the aquarium, but rescues are slated to begin in the next few weeks, according to the Shed Aquarium. That's right, Canada. First, you can't even win at your own sport. You haven't won an NHL trophy. You haven't won a Stanley Cup in decades. Then we took it from you in the Olympics. And now you're trying to smoke us out because we took your whales? Huh? I don't think so.
All right.
I don't think so.
Okay.
That's not how this works in America. We're all going to stand up and we're all going to collectively get fans and blow this smoke right back at you. That's what we're going to do.
Okay.
Because I can't see the lake. And it's hard to breathe.
It is smoky outside.
It is hard to breathe here.
Yes. Okay.
That's right. Other participating facilities includes aquarium in Georgia, San Diego, San Antonio, and Spain. How about that?
Okay. All right.
And that, Chris, is what's new at the Fish Zoo.
What is new at the zoo?
Fish Zoo. Fish Zoo.
So your stance is take that Canada?
Well, yeah.
I don't think that's. I don't think the. Like, did you look into the story? Do you know why that it's like one of those SeaWorld places where they were treating the animals poorly? That's why they closed down.
Well, they shouldn't be.
Well, no, I know, but that's why all these different zoos in America are helping out because
Canada doesn't know how to treat their animals.
They were just going to let them die.
Canada doesn't know how to treat their animals.
Okay, all right.
We do.
All right. Yep. We'll be back.
This is Westwood One Sports.
At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes and 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute. Stations, this is your final time check. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 30 seconds.
This is Bleck and Abdalla on Westwood One Sports. Here's Chris Bleck and Adam Abdalla.
That's right, Bleck and Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app, Sirius XM Channel 375, and all of our great radio affiliates around the country. I'm Chris Bleck along with Adam Abdalla, broadcasting live from downtown Chicago. We're on the air until 3 Eastern, hanging out with you here on Westwood One Sports. You can call or text the show at 310-840-4910. You know, Major League Baseball All-Star break is wrapping up as we get set for the second half of the baseball season. Abdalla, now, I know technically most teams, all teams, have played more than the 81 games to get to the halfway point. But I feel like a good reset for the All-Star break is what we have when we look at Major League Baseball and we set up for the playoff run. You know, the dog days of summer with baseball, playoff runs, wild card races, and then the Major League Baseball playoffs. Did you see this? I saw this yesterday from the Sports Business Journal. Here are the top 5 teams around Major League Baseball where they had the largest local viewership gains up until the All-Star break. So these are the baseball teams in the cities where you've seen the most interest year over date from last year to this year in all of Major League Baseball. Okay, number 5, the San Diego Padres. All right, that makes sense. Padres are good, right? Yeah. Competing with the Dodgers in the West, trying to get to the playoffs. That makes sense. Number 4, the Dodgers.
Oh, well, I mean,
which is a little surprising because the Dodgers, 2-time world champions.
Yeah.
You would think there's interest, but they are 4th in overall TV viewing increase from last season to this season. Number 3, the Milwaukee Brewers. Now, the Brewers have been good for quite some time. Mm-hmm. They've won the division. They have yet to get to the World Series, but they continue to knock on the door. Number 2, the Cleveland Guardians. Cleveland's been a good team in first place for a large portion of the first half of the season. So that makes sense, Cleveland. So you got Milwaukee, you got Cleveland, you have Los Angeles with the Dodgers, the San Diego Padres, right? Mm-hmm. You know, obviously on the list in the top 5, you don't see anyone from the Northeast. I'm guessing because you already have large viewing audiences for Boston, New York, both the Mets and the Yankees, the Phillies in Philadelphia, right? Like all of those teams in the East, I think that people are already watching. How about this? Number one in all of baseball, largest local TV success from the first half, the largest gain that they have added from one year to the next. Number one, the Chicago White Sox. Now, the White Sox are in first place after 3 years of 100-loss seasons for the Chicago White Sox. And they had 3 All-Stars in the All-Star game. They had a batter in the Home Run Derby. And really, they are the best story in baseball to this point. Who knows if they'll hold on and actually make the playoffs, but it's a young group of players who have gotten to this point where at the All-Star break, they're in first place. They would make the playoffs if the playoffs started today. And people are responding here in Chicago by watching a team that's actually competing and actually trying on the field. And so what I want to talk to you about is not necessarily about Chicago and the White Sox specifically, but more so of the idea when people say, hey, no one's watching baseball or no one's watching these teams, and they're only paying attention to the heavy hitters, the Yankees, the Dodgers, the teams at the top who are always spending. If teams would spend a little money and try, the teams at the bottom, Pirates, White Sox, Colorado Rockies, the teams that never spend, people would respond in those markets and support the team. And I think specifically from our experience living in Chicago, the Chicago White Sox are like every team here in this city. And I don't know if it's like your city of your favorite team around the country, but in Chicago, you essentially have to pay specifically for your teams. None of these teams can be viewed on cable. None of these teams can be viewed just on YouTube TV. You have to pay through the team to watch their games. Hand up, I'm a White Sox fan. I do not pay for White Sox games because they have not won in the last couple of years. They've been the worst team in baseball. I'm not paying for that. I'm not paying $20 a month for crap. I'm not doing that. I already spent $13 a month to pay for Hulu, and I don't even watch it. So I'm not going to pay $20 to watch a bad baseball team. You have to do the same for the Chicago Cubs in this market as well. But if you put together a good product, and it should be a message to all of the owners around Major League Baseball. If you try and put together a good product, people will respond. They will participate. They will pay for the ability to watch the team on TV. And there you go. The White Sox have had the largest gain from last year to this year in local TV audience this upcoming season because they've won baseball games and people are paying attention.
So Fangraphs projects the White Sox to win 80 games this year. They won 60 games last year. They currently have 50 wins this year. So they've almost hit their win total, and we're at the All-Star break right now. And to give more to what you were talking about, having to pay to watch this team, it costs $20 a month to just watch the White Sox. Now, they have a bundle because the owner of the White Sox also owns the Chicago Bulls, and they have a bundle with the Blackhawks, also the NHL team. You can bundle all three teams for $30 a month, or you can buy an entire year for all three teams for $350 for the entire year if you want to watch all three teams. Now, before the White Sox, all three of those teams are absolutely horrible. Absolutely horrible. And like you said, I'm not paying to watch bad teams, right? And I'm also a White Sox fan. I have not paid to watch the White Sox just yet. And I think this year also the White Sox have put a few select games on free over-the-air TV. Not a lot, but a select few games on over-the-air TV. But you're right. It does show that Cleveland, Chicago, White Sox, not the Cubs, which you also have to pay for if you're a Cubs fan. The Cubs just aren't on TV. If you're a Cubs fan, you also have to pay to watch the Chicago Cubs. So right now, it does prove that, because if you remember, if we want to go back, when the White Sox implemented this a couple years ago, they had the opposite of, they were at the opposite end of this list. They had the single most drop.
Yeah, I mean, people,
viewership.
it is, to add to the conversation, right? The team has put the fans in a spot where they don't want to watch the product.
Exactly.
So any gain is going to be high marks because they're essentially at the bottom. No one watches that network. No one watches the games, and it's just the true diehards. And it's probably the same in most markets.
Exactly.
The point, though, if you're going
to put money into the team and you're going to win, people are going to watch.
Exactly. And I think that's the message that needs to be sent to the owners, that we may have a looming lockout ahead of us. And I don't know if the solution is a salary cap. That, to me, is allowing the owners who don't want to try to skirt by. Right? Like, if you limit the teams at the top and then you put a floor in, say, I don't know what the numbers, the projections would be, but I think what will always happen is that I don't know if it's a benefit to baseball bringing the teams back to the pack who are spending the most. I think the problem with baseball is the ownership groups that don't spend at all at the bottom. So if you wanted to put something into the CBA, into the future of baseball, where you had to hit a minimum of spending, then that could benefit everyone in baseball. And the players would probably go for that. But if you're telling the players that you want to bring the top teams back down, so for this season, the Dodgers, number one, spending $420 million on their team, bringing them back to the pack. The Mets and the Yankees are 2 and 3, 376 and 333. The Mets and the Yankees. That, to me, doesn't do as much as getting the teams at the bottom: Miami, Cleveland, Tampa, Chicago White Sox, St. Louis Cardinals, Washington Nationals, Minnesota Twins, Pittsburgh Pirates. All those teams at the bottom should be spending more. And quite honestly, it's really the think about it, like the St. Louis Cardinals are having a decent season. They've won 50 games. They're 50 and 45. Their payroll is $111 million.
Yeah.
Why is it so low? Why are the Pittsburgh Pirates only spending $134 million on their team?
Because they can.
They can, and they get away with it.
Yeah.
And the owners get away with doing this. And that's what the conversation is about. The conversation is about getting the bad owners in baseball to spend on their teams to make the rest of baseball competitive. That would be the key. I don't give a damn. I don't care. It doesn't bother me that the Dodgers are spending that much money, or the Mets and the Yankees and the Phillies and the Blue Jays. I don't care that they're spending that much.
That's nice. I'm happy for you. But at a negotiation table, when the players say that, the owners are going to say, what are you going to give us? We want a salary cap. And when you've got Bryce Harper, who was in the face of the commissioner last year, screaming at him in the clubhouse about it, don't you come in here with your effing salary cap, and reiterated it in front of everyone to see at the All-Star break, at the celebration of baseball 2 days ago, saying there is no chance in hell that we're going to budge on a salary cap. It's not going to happen. You're not getting one without the other. The owners aren't going to say, we're going to institute a floor without a cap. You're not getting one without the other. So the players can all say, well, we want a floor. And the owners are going to say, we want a cap. And the players are going to say no. And then they're going to say yes. And the players are going to say, well, look at what you just said. Look at the numbers you just said. You've got all these markets. The White Sox have the most uptick in viewership this year. You've got money, Jerry.
Well, you got to try.
Come on. You've got money, Jerry.
Well,
spend on your team.
The White Sox are a unique situation as we sit and wait for Justin Ishbia to take over the ownership.
Well, the point is that in this year's negotiation, the point is, like, they're going to say, prove to us that you don't have any money. And that was the argument in the last labor rights negotiations. They said open the books. And the owners were like, no, we're not going to do it. And that
because they're making money, hand over fist.
That's not what they said.
And the cheap owners know that they're getting away with it.
That's not what they said. That's not what they said. No.
But that's also why we have this like movement in baseball. I think June Lee is the one that has put together the YouTube videos talking about how private equity has taken over baseball ownership groups and how the Boston Red Sox, they spend enough to be somewhat competitive, but the goal of the organization is to maximize the profits and not to actually win games.
Yeah.
So they spend enough, but they're not going for it. They're not trying to win championships like they used to.
Exactly.
We've seen the same thing here in Chicago. The Cubs spend enough to outspend the Brewers in their division, spend enough, but they don't spend enough to go after the Dodgers and to try and win a championship. It is definitely something that we've seen. The Cubs were happy with their one championship in 2016. And ever since that point, they don't go over the top. They don't go all in. They don't make those moves at the deadline to solidify the team to go after it. They hope that they're good enough that they can get lucky. That's the way of a lot of these clubs. And it's the private equity influence on Major League Baseball that is really frustrating for a lot of fans. I mean, if you're a Boston Red Sox fan and you know that your team should be going all in every year, but they're not, and then you're watching a team that's 46-48, it's frustrating.
Look, the answer to you absolutely is how do you make baseball more competitive is not let's not tell the highest owners that they can't spend whatever they want to. Do you want to institute some rules on the spending? Say, hey, no more deferred contracts so the Dodgers can't get away with what they did with Ohtani. That's fine. I understand that. But if you're going to hamstring every owner to say, well, this used to be a free market and now it's not, you're never going to get that. But if you want to say we're going to put a floor in, I completely get that. And that's a way to create some form of competitive balance. I get that. But you're not going to get one without the other. The owners are never going to go for that. You're going to get them because a majority of the owners are of the mindset of the bottom half, where let's just spend enough to turn a profit and to say we're kind of competing, and not of the Dodgers and the Mets at the top, where they want to spend as much as possible so they can win a championship.
Yeah, I mean, there's that reminds me of I don't have this specific quote, to memory, but I think it's something along the lines. Jerry Reinsdorf, the owner of the Chicago Bulls and the Chicago White Sox, was once quoted, I think pretty recently. He was like on a panel with Rachel Nichols. And didn't he say that it's more important as an owner to be in second place in contention than to be in first place trying to win, because it keeps the fan base hungry and they think that they are going to win, but then you never do. So it's actually better for business being in second place. It was something along those lines. And I think it was at some like business conference, and Rachel Nichols was the MC of the event. And it was like, yep, there it is. He said the quiet part out loud.
Finish in second place every single year because your fans will say, wow, we got a shot. We're in it.
Yeah. And then that's, unfortunately, for all of us who love sports, we want our team to try and win it every year. And that's not how the owners see it.
Nope.
That's not how it's going to
They want to dangle the carrot out in front of you so you keep going to games.
Yep.
Instead of demanding that your team spend a little bit more so you can be in first place and not in second place.
It's Bleck Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. We will go over and under with Raj coming up next. Argentina has scored 16 goals here in the World Cup. Spain's only allowed 1. Will Argentina score more than 1 goal in the final on Sunday? We'll go over and under with Raj coming up next. International soccer is down to its final match. DraftKings has you covered for every single one.
The DraftKings app is now available in all 50 states and includes all markets. New DraftKings customers sign up with code BNA26 and spend $5 to get $200 in rewards within 21 days.
That's code BNA26 for Bleck and Abdalla 26 in partnership with DraftKings. The crown is yours.
Bet with DK Sportsbook. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER, 1-800-MY-RESET. Connecticut, call 888-789-7777. Visit ccpg.org. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino in Kansas, bet tax pass through may apply in Illinois. 21 plus, void in Canada. Event contract trading with DraftKings. Predictions involve risks of loss. Availability varies. Bet to get bonus bets that expire in 7 days. Trade to get $50 in prediction dollars that expire in 1 year. Issued every 7 days via click to claim for 21 days. One non-withdrawable reward redeemable. Predictions offer void in New York. Ends July 19th. Terms at dkng.co/audio.
The All-Star break is over, and baseball front offices are deciding buyer or seller. Is your team just a couple of moves away from a World Series run? As the August 3rd trade deadline approaches, the answers are coming into focus. Westwood One Sports.
At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes and 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute. stations, this is your final time check. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 30 seconds.
Is Bleck and Abdalla on Westwood One Sports. Here's Chris Bleck and Adam Abdalla.
That's right. Broadcasting from the great city of Chicago each and every day. A smoky Chicago. I mean, you know what it really looks like outside of Abdalla? Because, as most of the Northeast and the Midwest dealing with smoke coming down from Canada and the wildfires, it really it reminds me of when people tell us that, like, back in the 70s, people could smoke on airplanes, right? Like, and there's just a haze in the cabin.
Yeah.
That like, we're looking out to downtown Chicago, and it looks like you're at a bonfire. That's how much smoke is in the city of Chicago.
I got
now.
off the train today, and someone in front of me got up right as they got off the train, stopped and lit a cigarette. And I was like, "Just breathe,
just breathe it
just
in,
breathe.
man.
What are you? Why you? That's double. What are you doing? That's double fisting a cigarette. What are you doing? Just breathe.
Easy, one at a time. It's a Thursday, so now it's time for some over and under with Raj. He's in parts unknown in Colorado.
And
That's
the next
right.
Question comes from the line of Raj Sharan with Westwood One. Please proceed.
Please proceed. Hello, Raj.
Hello, Bleck. Hello, Abdalla. By the way, in the spirit of Abdalla's conspiracy theory that Canada is doing this to us and we know how to take care of animals and they don't, I present to you guys some good old-fashioned AI slop that we've put together of Abdalla being a part of a legendary film, Canadian Bacon, which, if you've never seen it, the premise is making up a fake conflict about Canada. So I felt like it was only fitting that Abdalla be a part of Canadian Bacon as well.
That's outstanding.
That's great. I love it. Canadian bacon, not even bacon. It's ham. Get your meats right.
I love that. That is a great graphic. Good
That's
job,
awesome.
AI
Team
Slop.
USA jersey. I love it.
We love that. And Raj, I gotta say, if you're watching us on YouTube, you can watch the live stream Bleck and Abdalla show on YouTube. Raj, you've got some new background stuff for your studio. Celebrating the Denver Nuggets. I love that you have a flag which has the old style logo on it. That's cool.
I thought I'd bring a little flavor of parts unknown to the broadcast here on Westwood One Sports. All right, let's get started with your guys' favorite middle school activity, soccer, in over under. All right, here we go, guys. So far in the World Cup, Argentina has scored the most goals, 16. Spain has allowed the least goals, only 1. This is your fundamental, immovable object, meets unstoppable force situation here coming up in the final on Sunday. So, Abdalla, I ask you, will Messi and Argentina score over or under 1.5 goals against Spain on Sunday?
I keep betting against them, and I keep losing money. And yesterday, England went up 1-0.
Mm-hmm.
And they started parking the bus, and I'm on DraftKings, promo code BNDA26.
Oh yeah.
And I'm looking for the cash out button. And it's like they knew, so they didn't want me to cash out. I'm like, come on, let me cash out. I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna bet against them again because I just think Spain is that good. I'm gonna say under 1.5. If you had given me half a goal, I might have said over. But because you gave me 1.5, I'm going to go under. So I'm going to say they could score 1 goal. I think Spain wins, and I'm probably going to eat my words when we get in on Monday because it's Argentina, and they'll probably find a way, and they'll probably win. I think Spain wins this. I think they're just that good. I think they win 2-0.
All right, so on DraftKings right now, The money line, 90 minutes. Spain is plus 130. Argentina is plus 255. And the draw line is plus 195. To win the cup, so that's not the 90 minutes in regulation. To win the cup, Spain is minus 150 and Argentina is plus 130. So Spain's the pretty heavy favorite heading into this match.
So was England.
No, I know. I agree. I think we're going to see goals. Even though Spain doesn't give up goals, I think we're going to see goals. And therefore, Raj, I think we're going to go over. The 1.5 is the number. I'm going to go over for Argentina.
Is there a win to nil bet?
Yeah, let's see.
I'm looking England team, France. No, that's a wrong game. Let's see. I'm looking for win to nil. Sorry, Raj, we've hijacked.
We're gambling.
Well, while you guys are doing this,
by the way,
I will let the listening audience know that no matter what, everybody's going to win because I think they're going to pass out Rice Krispie treats and orange slices following the game.
You know what that is?
Sunday.
It's Justin Bieber performing at halftime.
All right.
That's going to be your Rice Krispie treat. That's what you call them, right? Right, Raj?
I'm the big winner on Monday because we can pretend to stop. We don't have to pretend to keep caring about this stuff.
No,
even
stop,
better.
Raj. There's no pretending here. We enjoy the soccer.
Argentina over a half a goal is minus 211. So Vegas thinks they're gonna score a goal. Over a 1.5 goals is plus 211. Right. So,
hey, how are you?
All right.
Thank you, Beebs. All right, to the NFL, guys. Officially, George Pickens is playing this year on a 1-year deal. The deadline passed yesterday for them to work out a long-term deal. They already said it wasn't going to happen, and true to word, it didn't happen. So he's playing this year on the 1-year franchise tender. He scored 9 receiving touchdowns last season. DraftKings, use promo code BNA 26, shout out, has him at 6.5 touchdowns. So that's the number I've set it at for George Pickens playing the season on the 1-year franchise tag. Over under 6.5 touchdown catches for George Pickens. Bleck.
All right, 6.5. Hold on. I'm looking up one other thing to add to this answer because 6.5, it's interesting. You have 2 wide receivers, right, from the same team who are top 10 guys. So can they accomplish the goal, or can they essentially score a bunch of touchdowns with both receivers? Of course, ESPN's website's not working for the Rams. Why not? For the
It's
Bengals,
not working for any team right now. I was trying to look up a depth chart earlier, and it was not working.
The Bengals populated, and so Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. Higgins had 11 touchdowns last year. Jamar Chase had 8. Okay, so Pickens and CeeDee Lamb. Can they both get above that mark? Because I think CeeDee Lamb gets close to 10. Mm-hmm. Can Pickens then get over the 6.5? I'm going to say yes, Raj. I'm going to say he's going to go over that number. I think the Cowboys' offense will be lethal enough that they'll score points and both will get their touchdowns. So I'm going to say over. And the reason I was looking up the Rams, I wanted to compare to a third team that has 2 top wide receivers to see if Adams and Puka Nacua both had over that number as well. That's why I was looking. But of course, I'll have to go to a different site.
I am going to say yes.
Too much banana dancing last night for them.
I'm going to say yes.
Let's see what CBS Sports has to say.
I'm going to back that up with, I think this is going to be one of the best offenses in the NFL. I'm going to back that up with a 13-1 future on Dak Prescott to win MVP on DraftKings. I think if he gets to that many touchdowns, if Pickens gets to 7 touchdowns and CeeDee Lamb gets to 10 touchdowns or 11 touchdowns, that means that this team is high-flying enough that Dak Prescott is in the MVP conversation. And I think that because Josh Allen is plus 550 and Lamar Jackson is plus 800, and like the best value to me, if those things come true of what we're talking about with Pickens and CeeDee Lamb, Dak Prescott at 13-1 to be MVP makes the most sense to me.
Did Devontae Adams really have 14 touchdown catches last year?
Yeah, dude, he was a machine.
So the answer is Nacua had 10 and Devontae Adams had 14.
Yeah,
so I'm going over then. I'm going over. Over. Thank you, CBS Sports.
All right, guys, it's not often that I get to literally copy and paste a question week to week, but that's exactly what we've done here on Over
My
Under
favorite type of work.
with LeBron James. Now, we have breaking news 2 minutes ago that will add to the context of the Over Under I'm about to ask you. Not Sounderworthy. Not Sounderworthy.
Okay. Right.
So LeBron James moments ago took the stage. He's at Fanatics Fest in New York City. Packed house. If you look online, just like people are packed to the gills to see him do his podcast that he normally does with Steve Nash. Steve Nash is not there. Tyrese Halliburton is filling in. So everyone's wondering, like, hey, are we getting a big announcement? So much so, Dave McMenamin, who covers the NBA for ESPN, is there covering the event. And apparently, right as the podcast started, Tyrese Halliburton asked LeBron James about his future, and James said, "Didn't we talk about this in the back?" Halliburton acquiesced and said, "I'll leave it alone." And they moved on. I.e., we're not getting an announcement on stage today in front of the big crowd in New York City from LeBron James.
Take off your tinfoil hat, Chris. Take it off.
With that, your over-under question, copied and pasted from a week ago. LeBron James will go over or under 6.5 more days before announcing his new team, Abdalla.
Hold on. I got to get the calendar out.
I mean, can one person be lame?
By the way, for
anyone
note,
that's
this exact
lamer than
same
LeBron?
question a week ago, you guys both went under. You both said by the time we would be here today doing this segment, we would know where he's playing. We do not. So now I ask a week from now.
I said after the World Cup final, so I definitely went over.
Sounds like you're flipping.
No.
I think you're flipping.
I've always
vividly recall the excitement.
No. I've always said after the World Cup final. I've always said after the World Cup final. Even when Raj was out and when you and I you played your game with Odyssey release and all this kind of stuff, I said over. I said over all of that, and Odyssey is out this week, so that would have to have been over. I've said all of that.
Yep.
Yeah. So
I do remember you going over on Odyssey. I didn't remember World Cup, but I do remember over Odyssey.
Well, the Odyssey's out this weekend, and the World Cup finals on Sunday.
Yeah.
So two are kind of the same.
I'll let you.
So I'm gonna say 6.5 days. Man, another week of this? Oh, God. I almost said the week of this blank.
Stuff? You're going to say stuff?
Yeah.
Is that the word? Is that the keyword that you're going to use? Keyword
I could
stuff?
say week of this crap.
Bleck Abdalla, keyword stuff.
Keyword stuff, yeah. I'm still going to say over. I'm going to say that he drags this out at least until maybe next Friday.
Hey,
maybe.
how are you?
Yeah. I think you're asking this question again, Raj. I think copy and paste for next week's rundown. Copy and paste.
He had an opportunity in front of a packed crowd in New York to make waves, and clearly the way that
Copy and paste
narrative
next
was that he
week.
said behind the scenes. Don't ask me about this because I'm not going to say anything.
No, they did this on purpose. They talked about this behind the scenes so Halliburton would ask this question.
Well, Halliburton tweeted yesterday that then got people all like hot and bothered because Halliburton said tomorrow's the day.
Yeah.
Eye emoji. Raj, my answer is going to be under.
No.
I think we'll find out soon.
Well, no.
Like over the weekend.
Over the weekend?
Over the weekend soon.
Wow.
Halftime of the World Cup final.
You think
Halftime
is
of the
Bieber going to announce it?
Bieber will be there.
I'm ready. Should I go for it?
Yeah, and he'll say,
What's up, Toronto?
and then he'll go to LeBron. He'll say, LeBron, where are you going to play this upcoming season? LeBron will say,
I love ranch.
no, I mean maybe he loves ranch, but
I love ranch.
so I think we'll get an answer soon. Soon.
All
Under.
right, that does it for over under today, fellas.
Thank you, Raj. That was great. Great job. It's Bleck Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. Sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Save on commercial auto insurance from Progressive. Get a fast quote at progressivecommercial.com. We continue on with 32 questions in 32 days. Now we look at the Jacksonville Jaguars. Will Travis Hunter give a little to the defense and the offense, or maybe both? Will he play both ways in this upcoming season? We'll talk about that coming up next.
The NFL is almost here. Training camps open on Wednesday with the Cardinals and Panthers. The countdown to kickoff is on your home for the NFL, Westwood One Sports.
At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will be in 3 minutes and 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute. Stations, this is your final time check. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 30 seconds.
This is Bleck and Abdalla on Westwood One Sports. Here's Chris Bleck and Adam Abdalla.
Here on the show, we have featured, as we preview, heading towards the training camp in the NFL, 32 questions in 32 days. Now it's time for the Jacksonville Jaguars.
"32 questions in 32 days. Bleck and Abdalla discuss every NFL team's biggest question heading into training camp. Today's team, the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Now Lawrence goes down, has to get up, breaks a tackle, touchdown Jacksonville.
Today's question, will Travis Hunter give a lift to the defense, the offense, or both?
You know what's funny about this is when Travis Hunter entered the NFL, I questioned the idea from the jump on why he would play both ways and try and do it full time. Now, if he wants to be a gimmick, special package type guy on offense, but really he's an elite corner, that makes the perfect sense to me. And I have no problem with defensive players who can add to the offensive side doing so. But to suggest that Travis Hunter would play full snaps on both sides of the ball, you don't have enough time in training camp to do that. So to be prepared for the NFL season, it didn't make any sense to me going in. Obviously dealt with some injuries as well. Which side of the ball will he be more of an impact for? I think he should focus on the defensive side first and then work in the offense on the second effort and the second idea to the type of player that he is.
Yeah, I think he's more beneficial to this team on the defense. And I think that's when he was injured, that's something that they sorely missed on defense was his presence and his ability to be an instant game changer. Where is he going to be an instant game changer? Where can you flip a field? On defense, right? Like where can you make an instant impact and take the ball away on defense? And I think that, with Trevor Lawrence and how he played towards the end of the season, obviously, he wasn't out there. And so Trevor Lawrence was able to make these progressions without Travis Hunter out there on offense. So I think if he comes back out there on defense, it's not like there needs to be some rapport figured out with Trevor Lawrence. He can be put out there in a couple plays, maybe as a decoy, maybe you can work him into some routes and stuff like that. But I think his impact for the most part is going to be felt the most on defense because he's such a great defender and can play so well at that position and can flip a field so fast that, why not have him out there full time? 90%, right? Full-time focus on that position, I think will be great. And a lot of people criticized the Jaguars for what they did during free agency and the draft, and we were one of those people. I don't really think they added much during free agency or the draft. And I don't know how they got better during free agency or the draft. They kind of just stood still. And getting Travis Hunter back fully healthy, I guess you can say, can be that addition. But at the same time, you're just hoping for Trevor Lawrence to continue to get better inside this Liam Cohen system. And Liam Cohen has been really good for Trevor Lawrence the second half of the season. And you just kind of hope for that natural progression for Lawrence and Cohen together. And hopefully they can be something that can win this division. And it's a wide open division, right? Anybody can win this division right now. And I think that they are certainly the most, the grouping of coaching and quarterback that has the highest trajectory, right? Trevor Lawrence has the highest trajectory, I think, of anybody in this division at quarterback.
Yeah.
He's got the highest potential out of anybody in this division.
He was really good last season.
Yeah, he was. His second half. Yeah. Of anybody in this division, for sure.
Jacksonville went on that run. It was October, November into December, where they were one of the best teams in football.
Exactly, yeah.
I could definitely see it heading into the season. 32 questions in 32 days, so we will have one more team featured today. That is the Chicago Bears. So we'll get to that before we end the show here at 3 Eastern, right here on Westwood One Sports. Now it's time for a quick look around baseball presented by NHTSA. When you speed, you have less time to react. Follow the speed limit. Keep other road users safe. Speeding catches up with you, paid for by NHTSA.
Baseball's second half begins tonight. Mets and Phillies, the only game on the schedule. Everybody else returns to action tomorrow. You've got your division leaders at the break, the Dodgers, the Brewers, and the Braves in the NL. Cubs, Phillies, Marlins, Cardinals with the wild card, the Rays, Rangers, White Sox at the divisions in the AL with the Yankees, Guardians, Mariners, and Twins for the AL wild card. Obviously, the White Sox probably the biggest surprise right now in all of Major League Baseball, I would say, for anybody in all of baseball, for anybody that we're looking at in the second half to kind of keep pace if we're looking at it.
I would say once again, the Rays are at the top of the AL East, which is always like, how does a team that like doesn't spend, how are they constantly at the top of the division with teams in their division that are spending big bucks?
And that's something the owners are going to point to. We don't need a floor.
Yeah.
Look at this team. We don't need a floor.
You're right. The White Sox, the Marlins, to be a wild card team right now is a little surprising. The Twins to be in the mix for the wild card. So, the first half of the baseball season has been exciting. Can't wait to watch how the playoffs shape up and the rest of the baseball season. And that's a quick look around baseball presented by NHTSA. When you speed, you have less time to react. Follow the speed limit. Keep other road users safe. Speeding catches up with you. Paid for by NHTSA. We had news earlier this week, Abdalla, that the House passed a bill to make daylight savings time permanent. That bill will now head to the Senate.
Okay.
The political aspect of it, I'm not interested in.
Please tell me how a bill becomes a law, Chris.
Well, that's what Schoolhouse Rock is for.
Okay.
I honestly, I understand when we fall back and we spring forward with the clocks.
Yes.
I understand that concept. I understand why that happens. And I understand the time shifts, right? And the different time zones and how sunlight affects all of us, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can you explain to me, like I'm a 5-year-old, why people want daylight savings time to be observed year-round? Well, where is this coming from? I don't quite understand.
Well, people argue that obviously daylight saving was created for the farmers.
For farming.
But now we don't need it because we have lights.
Well, it's not like farmers don't exist.
But we have lights.
Okay.
We have lighting. There's
right.
electricity.
Sure.
We have lights. There's lights on trucks. There's lights on farming equipment.
Yeah,
you can have these things. My question, Chris, is which one are we sticking with? Are we sticking with the falling back? Are we sticking with the springing ahead? Which one are we? Like, are we gonna get to the next whatever it is? I don't know when the next one. I never know. It just always
in the fall.
I understand that, but I don't know when the date is.
And you fall back in the fall.
It sneaks up on you, like this Sunday. Remember, fall back, and then is this the last one? And then we're going to be forever falling back? Or are they going to say...
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, yes.
So that's what's going to happen. We're going to be forever falling back?
Yeah, and that you would forever be observing daylight saving time.
We're going to be forever falling back. Or are they going to say we're going to fall back and then we're going to spring forward and then we're going to be forever forward?
Raj is saying that we wouldn't, so we would not fall back.
So we're going to be forever forward.
So we're stuck with what we have now.
So we're going to be forever forward.
But here's the thing, and if you're listening to us and you're saying you guys are idiots.
Probably.
That's
for the most part.
But we're trying to figure this out because what I find to be obvious about this conversation is we only do this conversation in the middle of the summer when obviously having maximum sunlight till 9 p.m. in some places 10 p.m. wherever you sit in your time zone is awesome in the summer.
Yeah.
No doubt. I am not arguing with anyone that summer is awesome in many aspects of life. Summer is the winner. No one is saying winter wins. It's not the case. Winter sucks. Okay? Coming from someone that lives in a city that has winter, and winter really stinks. We never have this conversation in January. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is only when people are like, maybe we should have more sunlight all year round.
I think the argument from some parents is that when it's super dark in the morning and kids have to like walk to the bus stop, it's pitch black.
Yeah, that would be the argument against this.
That's the point. That's the point.
That's the argument
what
against
we're
this.
staring down potentially some parts of, I'm looking this up online, Michigan, North Dakota, Montana. They wouldn't get sunlight till like 9:30 in the morning.
That to me, Raj, that to me is crazy.
That's what critics of this are arguing against. That's saying for 2 months or so out of the year, you're going to be sending kids to because again, farmers have lights. When you're walking to the bus stop, what do you want kids to walk with flashlights?
Yeah, well, I mean,
or keep the street lights on. Like you're essentially sending them to the bus stop at night.
A perfect city would be Indianapolis.
Yeah.
Indianapolis is on the western part of the Eastern time zone.
Yes.
So the sunrise would be at 9:04 a.m.
Yeah.
9:04. When I was in high school, 9:04. That's like second or third period at that point, right?
Yeah.
Like what the hell?
Exactly.
You know, if you're someone in say Denver, Raj, the sun wouldn't rise until 8:19 a.m.
Yeah.
But it won't be dark at the end of the day. That's the flip
7
side of it. That's the flip. It won't be dark at the end of the day.
I guess.
Yeah.
I don't think people think about this like when it's actually dark. I think people think of it when it's fun in summer and the light, the sun's up until 9 o'clock, and they're like, oh, let's get this to continue year round. It's like that's not how it works. We have the summer of football coming up next. And how about this? We have our before training camp starts playoff predictions. We both have our playoff predictions. We'll give them to you coming up next right here on Westwood One Sports.
This is Westwood One Sports.
At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will be in 3 minutes and 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute. Stations, this is your final time check. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 30 seconds.
This is Bleck and Abdalla on Westwood One Sports. Here's Chris Bleck and Adam Abdalla.
That's right, Bleck and Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app, Sirius XM Channel 375, and all of our great radio affiliates around the country. I'm Chris Bleck, along with Adam Abdalla, hanging out with you until 3 Eastern, and then we'll hand it off to Jim Rome right here on Westwood One Sports. You can always call or text the show at 310-840-4910. Abdalla, we are counting down the days until the start of the NFL season. It seems like we inch closer and closer each and every day. It's a segment here on the show we love to call the Summer of Football.
I proclaim this the Summer of
Football!
What the hell's going on out here? We're going to be here all day, baby. I like this kind of party. Only Brett Favre could do that. I don't care what you say.
I'm just here so I won't get fined.
Just keep matriculating the ball down the field, boys.
We need a National Guard. We need as many men as you can spare because we are killing the Patriots.
The Summer of Football with Bleck and Abdalla.
I throw, you catch. It's not that hard, okay?
Westwood One, your home for the NFL, including the season opener, Seahawks and Patriots. 55 days away from the start of the NFL season.
Matriculating our way through the summer.
How about that? 55 days away from the start of the NFL season. It's a segment we call the Summer of Football. And Abdalla, today on the Summer of Football, we have our before training camp starts playoff predictions. And I need to clarify, before training camp starts playoff predictions. We are allowed to change our minds at some point in the future, but This is how I feel today. This is how I feel today, picking the teams who will make the playoffs this upcoming year in the NFL. That's how I feel today, Abdalla. Before training camp starts, playoff predictions.
All right, let's see how many of these are the same.
Okay, let's do this. So I'm going to start with the NFC. Now, I do want to point out to you, I did not rank the teams as far as where they are in the seeding of the standings. I just have division winners and I have wild card teams.
Yeah.
Division winners, wild card teams.
So did I.
In the NFC, I have the Rams, the Lions, the Cowboys, and the Buccaneers winning their divisions. So the Rams win the West, the Lions win the North, Cowboys win the East, and then the Buccaneers win the South. Those are my in the NFC, those are my teams that make the playoffs, division winners this upcoming season.
Okay.
You want me to continue with the wild card teams, and then we'll chop it up?
And we'll compare? Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Go ahead.
My wild card teams in the NFC. The San Francisco 49ers.
Okay.
The Philadelphia Eagles.
Okay.
And the third and final team in the NFC, the Chicago Bears.
Okay. All right.
All right. Chicago, Philly, San Francisco make the playoffs. That means Green Bay misses. That means Washington misses.
Okay.
That means a very good team that just won the Super Bowl misses the playoffs in the Seattle Seahawks.
All right.
So that's what I have today.
Okay.
Again, remember, this is before training camp starts.
A lot of things can change.
Playoff predictions heading into this season.
Mm-hmm.
I have the Rams, the Lions, the Cowboys, the Buccaneers, the 49ers, the Eagles, and the Bears making the playoffs in the NFC.
All right. My pre-training camp playoff predictions for the NFC goes as follows. I also have the Rams, the Lions, the Bucs, the Cowboys, all winning their respective divisions.
Oh, jeez.
I have all of those the same.
Okay.
Right now,
All right.
winning their respective divisions as we sit here today on July 16th before training camp starts.
55 days away from the start of the NFL season.
55 days away, I believe, a week away. No, 2 weeks away. 3 weeks away? Whatever, from the first preseason game.
Whatever.
I also have the Bears making the playoffs as a wild card team.
Okay, you got the Bears in.
I have the Bears slipping a little bit. They won their division last year. Not going to win it this year, but still making the playoffs.
Who else?
This is where we start to defer. Okay. I have the Seattle Seahawks.
Okay, Seattle.
Making the playoffs.
Sure.
I've told you from the jump, I'm out on the San Francisco 49ers.
Yep.
I think a combination of health and distance traveled, fatigue, all that kind of stuff. I don't think they're going to be making the playoffs. And I think the Washington Commanders will make a return. Jaden Daniels stays healthy.
Okay.
They will make a return to the playoffs. I don't believe in the Philadelphia Eagles. I think just way too much change, way too much going on. I think that the Washington Commanders, still two teams out of that division, the Cowboys and the Commanders. I think those are the teams: Cowboys, Lions, Bucks, Rams, Seahawks, Bears, Commanders. Those are my teams out of the NFC.
All right, so we're both out on Minnesota and Green Bay.
Yep.
We're also both out on Atlanta or New Orleans or Carolina making the playoffs in the NFC. That's it. Okay. All right. Fascinating. All right. There's a lot of overlap there. I think what's fascinating is you and I both came up with these on our own, but we have the same divisional winners. In the NFC. So that's something to keep your eye on as well. And there's no secret. The two teams that we are probably hyped about the most in the NFC, that you could say they are not the best team in the conference, but we both love Detroit and Dallas heading into this season.
Yeah.
The best team in the conference it's the Los Angeles Rams. But we both think Detroit and Dallas are going to be very good.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think that the Rams are a cut above everybody else. But obviously, I think that the Cowboys are going to be very good. I think that if I had to pick today an NFC championship game on July 16th.
Oh, wow. You're picking a championship game today?
I'm just saying, if I had to.
Final score, too?
If Raj came out and said, pick an NFC championship game today on July 16th, 2026, 55 days away from the start of the NFL season, it'd be Cowboys and
Abdalla,
Rams.
pick a game. I'm ordering you. Pick a game.
It'd be Cowboys and 55 days away,
Cowboys,
Raj.
Rams.
55 days away, it'd be Cowboys and Rams.
Okay, Cowboys, Rams.
It'd be Cowboys and Rams.
All right. To follow that up, I will see your Cowboys, Rams with a Cowboys, Lions.
Wow.
Ooh.
Rams fizzle out.
Yep. All right. So let's go to the AFC. So these are our before training camp starts playoff predictions in the NFL, 55 days away. Bleck Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. In the AFC, here are the divisional winners that I have. I have Buffalo, Baltimore, the Los Angeles Chargers, and Jacksonville. Those are my 4 division winners. Jags, Chargers, Ravens, Bills. My wild card teams. I have Cincinnati, I have Houston, and I have Denver making the playoffs. So I have Cincy, Houston, Denver making the playoffs for the AFC.
There's a lot
what do you have, Abdalla?
of difference here.
Yep.
Okay. So I have the Bills.
Okay.
I have the Ravens. I have the Texans. And I have the Broncos all winning their division.
Okay.
My wild card teams are the Bengals, the Chargers, and I have the New England Patriots returning to the playoffs.
Interesting. So we both have Kansas City missing the playoffs.
Oh, yeah.
Kansas City missing the playoffs, and we both have Pittsburgh missing the playoffs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So those are our early look before
And
training
if I
camp
had
starts.
to,
Oh,
I was about to
pick
say,
an AFC championship.
we need to pick some AFC championship games here. Come
If
on.
I had to pick an AFC championship
Of course.
game,
Why
of course,
would I forget?
On July 16th, 2026, 55 days away.
Sure, 55 days to
We
start
couldn't
the
have
NFL
done this.
season.
We couldn't have done this 50 days away. That
No.
wouldn't have made sense. We do it 55 days
You know,
away.
it's more of a feel thing.
Yeah,
you know what
yeah,
I'm
we
saying?
couldn't
Like,
have done it
like I
50
woke up today and I
Yeah.
felt like let's pick some playoff teams.
Yeah, 50 days wouldn't have made sense.
Seriously.
Ernie. Yeah, 50 days wouldn't have made
It's
sense.
a feel.
55 days made sense. I've said it for a while.
Honestly, it was one of the first things I thought of today. I go, you know what we should do today? I want to pick my playoff teams.
Right, Raj? 50 wouldn't have made sense. A
Wouldn't have made
nice
sense.
round number.
Not for our show.
A nice round number wouldn't have made sense. 55.
You guys suck.
Yeah. Like a good round number with like a good tweet when 50 days away. Let's pick our playoff teams. No, 55 days away.
Maybe we can do it again at 33 days.
Double nickels. Double nickels. We'll go to Lance Briggs's restaurant tonight to celebrate.
Still open?
I think it's closed.
I've been saying this for a while, and I think you and I both believe in different order the 2 best teams in the AFC. That if it's not Bills and Ravens, it's a disappointment for both teams. It's a disappointment for any of these teams, obviously, but I think it's Bills and Ravens.
Okay, so you're
in the AFC Championship game.
Buffalo and Baltimore.
Yeah.
Okay, and then
55 days away.
I will go here. I'll go. I'll give you guys a wild card then. Since you're gonna go chalk for my AFC Championship game, I will go with the Los Angeles Chargers and the Cincinnati Bengals.
Weird.
So I will go Chargers Bengals for my AFC Championship game.
Chris Bleck goes with the Jordan Love of the AFC. I like it.
Well, yeah. But Jordan Love and the Packers don't make the playoffs in my book. So there you go. There it is. Our early look before training camp starts. Playoff predictions. For myself, Bleck, I have the Rams, Lions, Cowboys, Buccaneers, 49ers, Eagles, and Bears making the playoffs in the NFC with an NFC Championship game of Dallas and Detroit. In the AFC, I have Buffalo, Baltimore, Los Angeles Chargers, Jacksonville, Cincinnati, Houston, and Denver making the playoffs with a championship game of Chargers and Bengals. Abdalla, he has in the NFC the Rams, the Lions, the Cowboys, the Buccaneers, the Commanders, the Seattle Seahawks, and the Chicago Bears. With a championship game in the NFC, Dallas and Los Angeles Rams. In the AFC, he has Buffalo, Baltimore, Denver, Houston, Cincinnati, Los Angeles Chargers, and the New England Patriots. I think the one that stands out for each side, NFC and AFC, we both think the Green Bay Packers will miss the playoffs.
Yeah.
And we both think that the Kansas City Chiefs will miss the playoffs.
Well, isn't the stat that Jordan Love's never won his division? Like, Jordan Love's never won his division. So getting in by the skin of your teeth every year, like, it's going to come back to bite you at a certain point.
Justin Herbert hasn't either, but you guys both put him in.
Yeah,
and
but
I have
mean,
Herbert going to a championship game.
Yeah, you've got Herbert going to a championship game.
Yeah.
Take a look.
Sure.
Their careers are eerily similar if you were to compare
absolutely.
Justin Herbert and Justin Love.
And I think they're respectively, they're the nerds quarterbacks, the NFL writers nerds quarterbacks, and I mean that respectively. Love my NFL nerds.
Oh, do you? Yeah.
But
okay.
when you're ranking quarterbacks, putting Jordan Love and Justin Herbert in like the top 5 every time, not for me. And I do think that you and I have talked at length.
Not for me.
About Kansas City and just how uninspiring that roster is besides having Patrick Mahomes.
Raj, is there anything that stands out to you with our picks?
Yes, it's one we've talked about it a little bit before. The just kind of assumed confidence that first-year head coach Jesse Minter is going to walk right in with Declan Doyle, and the Baltimore Ravens are this like shoo-in. I find interesting, not just to make the playoffs, but like probably a favorite to get to the conference championship. I feel like we're making a lot of assumptions about a first-year rookie head coach and a first-year rookie OC who's never called plays before, but he just like worked with Ben Johnson for a year.
Yeah, that's a good call.
Two rookie head coach. I've got Bills and Ravens in my...
Yeah, Bill's
Buffalo,
one
Joe
feels
Brady.
a little different because at least Brady was already there and he's just kind of like ascending in the role. But Minter's brand new, coming from a team that didn't exactly have a lot of like huge success either, and we're just projecting it. I find that very interesting. We all know the talent the Ravens have, but that stood out to me. It wasn't just that you guys put them there, but how like, oh, of course it's got to be Baltimore, right?
Raj, do you think that Chris and I not having the Packers in and having the Bears in, do you think we're too high on the Bears?
No.
I don't.
I didn't ask you. I didn't ask you.
No.
The Bears didn't do anything.
The Packers, come
The Bears
on.
didn't do anything to address their pass rush. They have a horrible
I'll answer
defense
for you. No.
that relied only on turnovers. They got rid of DJ Moore. You're assuming that Caleb Williams is going to have another great year with Ben Johnson. If you look at it, it wasn't really a great
as
year.
well. We don't know when Micah Parsons is coming back. They lost a defensive coordinator.
No, I understand
we
that.
don't know.
But we also are just brushing off the Vikings.
Oh, I'll admit it right now. 100%. If Micah Parsons was playing week 1, I would have Green Bay as the final wild card.
Of course. I think so too.
And I would have Chicago missing out. I think Micah Parsons not being there for perhaps the first 8 weeks of the season is a major problem for
But also, Abdalla, there's a Bears assumption, and we're going to get to it later with 32 questions. There's this Bears assumption that Caleb Williams is going to take a big jump and that mitigates like the losses and this kind of stuff, because if he's at that level of quarterback, then it would overcome some of the stuff you guys are talking about.
Okay, better question. Are we too quick to dismiss the Vikings?
No, they're the Vikings.
They've got a way better quarterback.
It's such a wild card now with Kyler Murray. Because you
They've
go
got
back
a way
to
better
Sam Darnold.
quarterback
They were good. Do we think Kyler Murray will be as good as Sam Darnold was there 2 years ago? Because if so, then we are discounting them.
Yeah,
because they were really good.
He probably will be. He'll probably
they were
be
really good.
Better than that. Yeah, Raj, you're right. We probably are discrediting Minnesota. That's the one we're overlooking.
But that whole division is good. Like you guys both said, we all think the Lions are going to be better this year. So something kind of has to give, unless it's this year's version of the NFC West.
And 3 teams get in.
Yeah, and like that's where when you do this exercise, and I think that's why I thought of us doing this today, because you can't just say 11 teams make the playoffs, right? Like you can't. You have to eventually look at who's going to win their division, and then how do those 3 wild card spots kind of break up. And when you look at it, there's going to be a really good team in the NFC that misses the playoffs. And I'm just kind of looking at the landscape of the conference, and I could see Seattle, not being as good as they were last year, and that division not getting 3 teams in. So that was fun. Good conversation. You can join the show at 310-840-4910. 55 days away from the start of the NFL season. How about that?
Yeah, love doing this at 55 days away.
Well, we can do it again at 33 and at 17.
17
and yes.
days, yeah. We'll do it again at 2. We'll do it at 2 days away from the start of the NFL. So we'll give our final prediction 2 days away.
Tomorrow for the summer of football, I'll come up with something even better.
Okay.
I'll come up with something even better for you guys.
4 days away.
With 54 days left before the start of the football season, I'll come up with something outstanding for you guys. We have the World Cup of Soup coming up next here on the show, and international soccer is down to its final match. DraftKings has you covered for every single one.
The DraftKings app is now available in all 50 states and includes all markets. New DraftKings customers sign up with code B&A26 and spend $5 to get $200 in rewards within 21 days.
That's code B&A26 for Bleck and Abdalla 26 in partnership with DraftKings. The crown is yours.
Bet with DK Sportsbook. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 1-800-MY-RESET. Connecticut. Call 888-789-7777. Visit ccpg.org. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino in Kansas. Bet tax pass through may apply in Illinois. 21 plus, void in Canada. Event contract trading with DraftKings. Predictions involve risks of loss. Availability varies. Bet to get bonus bets that expire in 7 days. Trade to get $50 in prediction dollars that expire in 1 year. Issued every 7 days via click to claim for 21 days. One non-withdrawable reward redeemable. Predictions offer void in New York. Ends July 19th. Terms at dkng.co/audio.
The world's biggest sporting event comes down to one match, and it's on America's soil. After a month of drama, only 2 countries remain with the World Cup championship at stake. Spain, Argentina. The final is Sunday afternoon. Westwood One Sports.
At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will be in 3 minutes and 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute and 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute. Stations, this is your final time check. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 30 seconds.
This is Bleck and Abdalla on Westwood One Sports. Here's Chris Bleck and Adam Abdalla.
Argentina won in their semifinal game yesterday against England 2-1. They will now play Spain on Sunday at 3 Eastern in New York, New Jersey Stadium, or MetLife as the rest of us call it, for the World Cup final.
You just got fined by FIFA.
Nah, we don't work for FIFA. We're good. We're good. We will watch the soccer, though, on Sunday, Argentina and Spain. And throughout the World Cup here on the show, we have celebrated the World Cup with the World Cup of Soup.
No soup for you.
Bleck and Abdalla's World Cup of Soup.
Soup is good food.
During the group stage, Abdalla selected a country from each group, 12. He taste tested soups. And then he put it into a bracket, and we are down to the final matches of the World Cup of Soup.
That's right, Chris. If you head to our YouTube page, you can watch us live every single day. YouTube.com/@Bleck and Abdalla Show. And speaking of spicy, the Spice Kings, Ghana, have met their match.
Oh, no, with the fufu?
The fufu is not a fufu no more. And the problem with Chris with the fufu took on Ecuador. And Cebolado was the number 1 seed of the tournament. And the number 1 seed took down Ghana, the peanut butter fufu with chicken. And the chicken was a spicy soup. It was a great soup. And much like South Korea with the yukazan, I can't eat that fufu every day.
Okay.
It's spicy.
Too much for you.
Can't put that thumb in the fufu every day, Chris.
Pardon
I'm just a man. I'm just a man. I'm not a machine.
Just make sure you ask first.
I'm just a man, okay? So Encebollado has moved on to the final against the darlings of the tournament, Japan.
Okay. They really are. The noodle.
The beef udon noodles.
The beef udon noodle. You have been raving about this soup.
Yes.
The Japanese soup. The entire World Cup of Soup.
I have been. And so they are the 6th seed taking on the number 1 seed, Encebollado. Encebollado from Ecuador is a fish stew. It is the dish of Ecuador. It is known throughout Ecuador as the most popular in the country's coastal region. It's got cassava. It's got, they put avocado in it. They put onion in it. It's awesome. Huge chunks of tuna.
You gotta
mentioned
have the chunks, man.
It was great. It was so good. So this is our final matchup in the World Cup of Soup. We don't do a third place matchup. That's boring.
You don't want
That's just for the sponsors.
Have your third place and fourth place
we don't do that.
battle?
No, we don't do that. So our final matchup, what a tournament it's been. The highlights have been great. We don't do a one shining moment, a one shining spoon.
One shining soup.
One shining soup. We don't do that in the tournament, Chris. We don't do one shining spoon here in the World Cup of Soup. 12 nations, one broth to rule them all. We don't do that here.
Cue the Luther Vandross.
It's
the soup is tasted.
Me eating soup.
You go.
Me with putting my thumb in the fufu.
Easy.
So our final matchup today. Ecuador, the encebollado, the fish stew, taking on Japan, the beef udon noodle. 12 nations have come down to 2, one broth to rule them all.
Yep.
We will have our winner. We will announce our winner tomorrow
Wow.
for the World Cup of Soup. What a tournament it's been. It's been amazing. Thank you all for participating in the subreddit. We appreciate your votes.
So there you go. The World Cup of Soup. We're down to one final match. Yeah.
No soup for you.
Bleck and Abdalla's World Cup of Soup.
Soup is good food.
You know what they say, Abdalla? It's not about the destination of the soups. It's about the soups you taste along the way.
It is, yeah, and the fufus.
And the fufus that you stick your thumb into.
Yeah, Yep.
It's what you're supposed to do.
It is. That's what they tell you to do. Just ask for permission first.
Wow. How about that? We have gotten to the end of the World Cup of Soup. That's,
and the World Cup.
Wow, that's something. It's sad.
It is.
It's sad.
It is.
But it was fun along the way.
We'll have to wait till our own World Cup, Chris, which we in America called the Super Bowl.
Okay, yes, the Super Bowl, yes.
Until we get to eat soup again.
Yes, all right. Well, you can always eat soup, but you mean for a bit here on this show.
I don't eat soup until
until
the Super Bowl.
You do it for this show.
I limit myself. I restrain. I
will not have soup.
I restrain from soup until I get to the soup bowl.
I saw a story out of Florida that I wanted to bring to your attention. There's an elderly woman in Florida that received a license plate from the state of Florida. And they sent her a license plate that this is what it reads. SQZ-A55. It's a random license plate, right? It was totally random, and it was sent to this poor lady in Florida. And when you look at the license plate in Florida, and you look at it and it says SQZ-A55, it looks like squeeze ass.
Oh, whoa.
Squeeze ass.
SQA5. Okay, yeah.
Here is the little old lady who received this license plate in Florida.
I don't think a woman that lives in a senior community that's going to be 77 years old next month will be driving around with what this plate has to say.
So there she is, Nancy from Florida. She was on the local news because she has a license plate, a random license plate from she didn't ask for this. She didn't ask for the squeeze ass license plate.
Some people tried to get that license plate and couldn't get that.
And the state of Florida sends poor little Nancy.
I don't think a woman that lives in a senior community that's going to be 77 years old next month will be driving around with what this plate has to say.
Squeeze ass. Poor Nancy.
No. Embrace Nancy.
What do you want?
Why
Embrace.
not? Why not? She would be the talk of the nursing home. Why not?
I don't think don't do that to Nancy. She
Why?
looks able-bodied.
What?
She
saying
looks like she's out there on her own.
She just said she's in a nursing home.
Oh, did she really? Is that in the clip?
Play
Am
the
I
clip.
just not listening to the
Did
clip?
you not listen to your own clip?
I don't think a woman that lives in a senior community.
A senior community. Hold on. Is that the same?
Senior community.
Senior community could be your own home in a community
that's fine.
of seniors.
Senior community. She'd be the
or
talk.
is that the like
she'd
PC?
She'd be the Talca del Boca Vista.
Is that
all
the
right?
PC way of saying nursing home now?
She'd be the Talca del Boca Vista.
Are we being anti something by saying nursing home?
I don't think so.
Is there
ageist? Are we being ageist by talking?
Can
I don't
you
know.
not say nursing home
Whatever.
anymore?
Fine.
Whatever.
I think she would be the talk of Del Boca Vista if she's out there driving around, squeezing ass.
Squeeze ass.
All right.
Here she comes.
I don't think
is she
a
single?
woman that lives in a senior community that's going to be 77 years old next month will be driving around.
Why does she look like she's smiling in that picture?
She is. She's having fun in the news report. That's why. And I would say, to your question, it kind of looks like she has rings on her ring finger.
All right.
So she may not be on the market since you're concerned, Abdalla, about squeeze ass Nancy.
Well, just because you're on the market doesn't mean you can't be
I'm reading the
out
story
there.
from CBS,
Just 'cause you got a
local
ring.
CBS.
Just because you got a ring doesn't mean you can't be out there.
What CBS station is this? Down in Florida. South Florida woman, CBS News, Miami. Let's see. She's got rings on the fingers, Abdalla. I know you're concerned about Nancy with the squeeze-ass license plate, whether or not she's available.
It's not an invitation.
Well, I know, but you're
It's
trying
not
to
an
figure out
upside
if
down.
she's single.
It's not an upside down pineapple. All right.
First of all, you don't know these communities, man.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe she's worried it is an invitation. Maybe she's worried it is putting it out there.
A woman that lives in a senior community that's going to be 77 years old next month will be driving around with what this plate has to say.
Nancy, come on, get with the times.
She is having fun with it, though. Like, she could have been, like, angry. She sounds like she's, she finds it funny that this is...
It seems like...
Here's a picture of her and her... That looks like her husband. There he is. Look at the cool shades. Look at him.
That looks like a dude that squeezed some ass.
No, you're right. That does look like with the aviators, the mustache.
Looks like a guy that has squeezed some ass.
If you can see this photo, this guy looks like South Beach.
That looks like a guy that looks at the camera and goes, can and have.
With a big thumbs up, right? And like that's how they close out the news broadcast, right? Nancy's husband squeezing ass.
Can
will do, yes. With the aviators and the mustache, and look, he's got the big hair weave. Like he's got the swoop of hair.
Puts on a hat and just goes, yeah, you're damn right.
Buddy, yes. She said that she showed the men in the retirement community and they were impressed with the plate.
Damn right.
One 89-year-old senior replied, good.
89. Yeah, that's awesome. Put that on a golf cart. Ride that thing around.
Well, they do in Florida.
Come on.
You've seen those communities.
I know.
That's what
My
they do.
grandparents used to live in one. It was awesome.
That's great. How about that? Shout out to Nancy for her service.
Yeah.
With her license plate.
We salute you.
CBS Miami. How about that?
I don't think a woman that lives in a senior community that's going to be 77 years old next month
Look at
will
him.
be driving around.
You can see the
with what
picture
this
on our
plate has to say.
YouTube. He's got the chains on.
I know, right? Like,
yeah.
He's loving it, right?
Yeah.
Like he's all right. Right? Like he is about that. All right. Shout out to Nancy for her
what does her shirt say?
I can't read it all. It's one of those t-shirts that has a message.
Yeah.
I can't really read it, but it does say oldest on it. The oldest something.
The oldest.
That's what I can make out.
Yeah.
So far, this something, the oldest.
Is the
something.
oldest I've ever seen.
Yeah, the oldest I've. So far, this is I don't know.
So far,
I
this
can't read
is the oldest I've ever seen. So far, this is the oldest I've ever been, is what I think it says.
And then it ends.
Yeah.
It must be cropped off there because I'm looking at another image of her, and it says, so far, this is the oldest I've ever been alive.
Okay.
Oh, so we're missing that part of it, too.
Okay.
Yeah,
all
must be
right.
cropped.
See, she's a little jokester.
Yeah, right? She's
a little live, laugh, love.
Yeah, she's a little spicy,
All right.
All
See?
right, all
Come
right.
on.
See? Shout out to Nancy
Come on, Nance.
for the license plate. That's great.
Come on, Nance.
Squeeze ass. Yes. That's amazing.
Can and have.
It's Bleck Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports. We continue with 32 questions in 32 days. Next up, the Chicago Bears. Can Caleb Williams win an MVP? We'll talk about that next.
Imagine a sports platform that talks with you, not at you. Your stories, your opinions, your one destination. This is Westwood One Sports.
At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 4 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes and 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 3 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 2 minutes. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute, 30 seconds. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 1 minute. Stations, this is your final time check. At the tone, the broadcast will begin in 30 seconds.
This is Bleck and Abdalla on Westwood One Sports. Here's Chris Bleck and Adam Abdalla.
Seriously, think about it. Hey, it's Bleck and Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. Make sure you check out the podcast on Apple and on Spotify. And also like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Bleck and Abdalla Show. The live stream is up there every single day. New content posted daily. Right there, Bleck and Abdalla Show, right there on YouTube. Thank you to Raj and Roy for producing today's show. Up next, Jim Rome and the Jim Rome Show coming up in about 17 minutes right here on Westwood One Sports. I'm Chris Bleck along with Adam Abdalla as we continue to preview heading towards training camp. 32 questions in 32 days. Next up, the Chicago
32
Bears.
questions in 32 days. Bleck and Abdalla discuss every NFL team's biggest question heading into training camp. Today's team, the Chicago Bears.
Williams drifting, sprinting for space, in all kinds of trouble, put it up for grabs in the end zone. He got it for the touchdown! They've done it again! Unbelievable!
Today's question, can Caleb Williams level up to MVP caliber?
I think this is a loaded question. I think at some point he can. I'm not sold entirely, Abdalla, that Caleb Williams will be a MVP caliber quarterback in this next season. I think at some point in his career, he will be. And at some point in his career, he'll be a top 5 quarterback. I don't know if we're a little early on this. And I feel, as a Bears fan, I feel the excitement, and I cannot wait for this upcoming football season. 55 days away, we're going to get there. And I'm excited to see the Bears play well this upcoming season because last year was a surprise. They had all those comeback wins. You just heard the highlight. Caleb pulled off those crazy throws at the end of games. He needs to be better at the start of games, in the first half of games. If Caleb Williams can be better in the first half of games, yes, he can be an MVP level quarterback. We have yet to see that, though. So I'm asking you, off of the question, can he be an MVP caliber quarterback? Can he? Are we doing this too early? The MVP conversation with Caleb Williams. Are we having this conversation too early?
No, I don't think so. I said it this offseason. I said it months ago that at some point in his career, Caleb Williams will win a Super Bowl and he will win an MVP. He will. He's that talented. And I think that it's just a matter of him refining the easy stuff and taking what the defense is giving him and not trying to hit a home run on every single play. And if he learns to do that, and I think that that's what Ben Johnson is going to instill in him this offseason, or try to instill in him this offseason. The completion percentage is obviously not there, 58%. The yards are not there. The Bears have never had a 4,000-yard passer. They're the only team in the NFL to never have a 4,000-yard passer. He got to 3,900 last year. He cut his sacks by more than half, 68 his rookie year to 24 last year. That's a great improvement. But he needs to be able to take the easy stuff to move the ball down the field. The Bears have one of the best offensive lines in the NFL now. He is given all the time in the world back there. Run the football, take the easy throws. He has to make the easy throws too. It's not just taking them, it's making them. And a lot of the times, he was a little erratic with those easy throws.
Yeah.
So
a little nonchalant, a little not really focused at the start of games.
Exactly. And that's it. It's not just taking them. He tried to take them. It's making those easy throws. And if he can dial that in and make those easy throws, you're not necessarily going to need the heroics at the end of games and need the crazy, I'm going to drop back 25 yards to throw it 50 yards down the field to get a touchdown and bring this team back down in the last 2 minutes of games, an NFL record of times. I think he can. I think he will. I don't think you're going to see it this season, but I think that at a certain point, this team can and will win a Super Bowl with Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams. And I think that at a certain point, you will see Caleb Williams win an MVP.
I think the best way that I can look at the situation would be less excitement, but more just standard good quarterback play.
Yeah.
Right? I think it is possible that he can improve, but also we don't get the highlights that we saw last year at the end of games, because if he is improving, there's a chance that the Bears won't be put in those situations where he has to pull a rabbit out of the hat at the end with some kind of nonsense that only a couple of guys in the league can do.
Mm-hmm.
So it may not be as exciting, But they may be a better football team offensively if that's the case with Caleb Williams, and it all comes back to his improvement and if he can do it. And I think the other thing I would add to this conversation, can he play at an MVP caliber level this upcoming season? That's the big question for 32 questions in 32 days here on Bleck and Abdalla. Drake May did it last year.
Mm-hmm.
So if Drake May was an MVP caliber quarterback last year, why can't Caleb Williams be an MVP caliber quarterback this upcoming season?
I think that if the Bears are to accomplish the goals that they want, and obviously every team's goal is to win a Super Bowl, but if the Bears are to repeat as division champions with the defense that they have assembled or not assembled this year, because I believe that the interceptions, the fumbles, the turnover recovery that they had on defense, the pendulum is probably going to swing the other way. It might not, but more than likely it's going to. Caleb Williams is going to have to take a massive jump in production and not be able to do the heroics he was able to. And if they're going to repeat as division champions, it's because Caleb Williams takes a huge jump. And this second year with Ben Johnson as head coach shows exactly what this is. And look, every NFL expert that you hear, former player, former coach, every analyst says that Ben Johnson's the real deal. Mm-hmm. There's still question marks about Caleb.
Yeah.
But everybody says that is talking about Ben Johnson in the same breath as Shanahan and McVay and says that Ben Johnson has the potential to be just as good as those coaches. And this is the year where if you have a quarterback with the talent level that Caleb Williams has, this is where you see the fruits of that coaching go into the talent of the quarterback. It's where they come together.
You can call the show at 310-840-4910, like Ray in Chicago on with Bleck and Abdalla. What's up, Ray?
Hey, fellas. How you guys doing this week?
We're good, man. What do you got for us today?
Ray?
Well, buddy. So I'm going to leave the Bears one for another day, but I want to propose a bet to you, gentlemen.
Oh, a bet. A little sandwich bet? What do you got there? A little sandwich bet?
I tell you what, if I lose, Abdalla, you tell me which is your favorite soup out of this that you want. I'll get you the biggest bowl of soup, and I'll get you guys a bottle of something tasty that you like. That's what I'll pay, okay?
What's your bet, Ray? What do you have?
I'm going to call. You got to give me, I will hit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Out of these 7, we're going to do a parlay. I got to hit at least 6 of these. If they all hit, I would love to, you guys invite me one day and hang out with you guys during the show. That's the bet.
So you're doing a parlay? All right, come on, give us the legs. All right, come on. This is a national radio show. What are we doing here? Parlays? What's going on?
Listen, the Bears 10 wins. Patriots won't make playoffs. Chargers will make playoffs. Chiefs will make playoffs. Texans in the championship game. And Dallas and the Ravens will not make it to the championship game. I got to hit all of those for me to win.
Okay. All right. You got to hit them all. All right. Thank you, Ray.
Well, I get one mulligan. One mulligan. But that's
not a breakfast ball.
He wants a breakfast ball on the parlay.
Go to the window at Vegas and tell him you get a mulligan.
Get the mulligan. Come on. Give me the mulligan. This is preseason, you know. Come on. Give me the mulligan.
55 days.
What are we doing?
You guys let me know what you think, all right?
All right. Thank you, Ray. Thank you. There's Ray in Chicago calling Bleck and Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports
There's no
app.
mulligans in parlays.
What are we doing?
You don't get a mulligan in parlays.
I've got a bet for you guys. I got a 7-team teaser where I get
That's
two.
not a teaser.
I get a breakfast ball, an afternoon ball, and 6 other balls of my choosing.
Man. I wish I could go to the window at Vegas and be like, yeah, so I
By the way.
I bet this parlay, but I get a mulligan on this one, right?
Have you seen this? We were talking about this the other day because at the Home Run Derby, Will Ferrell was out there.
Are you guys ready to watch some balls go very far into the air?
Funny man.
Apparently not a lot of people watch balls go very far either.
Yeah, I have I think 5.3 million people watch on Netflix, the Home Run Derby, which was like down big time from last year's Home Run Derby.
The Liberty Bell comes and takes photos of him.
Will Ferrell, his new show on Netflix that they were promoting during the Home Run Derby, some of the reviews are in for the new show, The Hawk, where he's a golfer, being funny. IGN, here's the review on The Hawk.
Okay.
The Hawk is an unfunny swing and a miss from Will Ferrell and his talented friends. Variety, here's their review.
Okay.
The Hawk, Will Ferrell's Netflix golf comedy, is a major disappointment.
Okay.
The New York Post, Will Ferrell's golf show, The Hawk, isn't up to par.
All right, that's two out of three trying to make golf puns. All right.
Right, ready for the third one?
All right.
Let's see. We've got one more golf pun. The Hollywood Reporter, here's the review. Will Ferrell and a stellar supporting cast are a wasted in Netflix's whiff of a golf comedy.
Okay, all right.
A whiff of a golf comedy.
All right.
So the reviews are in for The Hawk. Are you going to watch The Hawk with Will Ferrell?
I'm absolutely not.
To watch some balls go very far into the air?
But he's a golfer being funny.
I am absolutely not going to watch that. The best thing Will Ferrell's ever done is Ashley Schaefer in Eastbound and Down.
Ooh.
That's the best thing Will Ferrell.
Will Ferrell in Old School is probably the tops for me.
Ashley Schaefer BMW is insane comedy. That's the tops for me.
And Netflix, the Home Run Derby, the ratings are pretty low.
5 million.
Not good. Not good. So there you go. There's Will Ferrell, his new show, The Hawk. Abdalla's going to check it out.
No.
Jim Rome and the Jim Rome Show's coming up next.
This is Westwood One Sports.